Hello, third grade, and welcome to our math skill today. We will be looking at subtraction and subtraction word problems. Let's go ahead and begin. Please make sure that you are in your book or on our class kick page as you follow along. Let's begin. How can you use subtraction to solve problems? A. Mike and Linda play a game. How many more points does Linda have than Mike? The most important thing that you will not forget about subtraction is that a key word, key phrase is how many more. How many more? So I want you to think of holding up fingers. I'm holding up 3 fingers on this side and 2 fingers on this side. How many more fingers am I holding up on this one? I'm holding up 1 more finger. How many more means subtract? You had to subtract 3 minus 2 to find out that there was 1 more finger being held up. How many more means subtract? How many more means subtract? Do not forget that. When we are subtracting, we can use rounding to see if our number is close, just like we can with addition. We can also check using addition, and I'll show you how to do that in following lessons. So when we are subtracting a number like 528 minus 341, we always start in the ones place. Please write this out and we will follow along with these steps. 528 minus 341. So our first step in subtracting is to subtract the ones place. So let's go back and look at the ones place. We have 8, take away 1. Remember our saying. If there are more on top, there is no need to stop. So 8 is more than 1, so there's no need to stop. 8, if I take away 1, I would get 7. Then we can move on to the next step. Subtract the tens. Since there are 2 tens and that is less than 4, we need to regroup 100 into 10 tens. So this is our second part of our saying, more on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. Right here, there are more on the floor. If I hold 2 fingers up, I can't put down 4. So I need to go next door, borrow 1, and add 10 more. 2 plus 10 is 12. Now I can subtract 12 minus 4. Remember, if your brain works better going up than down, you can start with the number on the floor and count up to the number that's on top. I'm going to start with 4 and I can make tally marks to count up there or hold up my fingers. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I had to count up 8. And then finally, I can subtract the hundreds place. More on top, no need to stop. There is more on top. 4, take away 3. I know that is 1. Now remember, we can check our answer by estimating. For this one, we will be estimating and rounding to the nearest 10. We'll be rounding to the nearest 10. So grab a different color. And I'll be estimating 528. When we estimate, when we round, we find the place and then write out the boundaries. So this is 20, so it can either go up to 30 or stay at 20. Stay the same or give it a shove. Everything to the left stays the same. Then I can look next door. Does the 8 give it a shove or let it go? Gives it a shove, so I'm going to keep that. 530 is rounded to the nearest 10. Now I can round 341. Rounding to the nearest 10, find the tens place. Find the boundaries. It's either going to go up 1 or stay the same. Counting by 10, so that would be 40, 50. Everything to the left stays the same. Okay, so I found the place, found the boundaries, and look next door. Is that 5 and above? Give it a shove. Or 4 and below, let it go. 4 and below, let it go. 340. Now I can subtract easier numbers. 340. 0 minus 0 equals 0. 3 minus 4. Oh no. There are more on the floor. I need to go next door and borrow one more. So I'll take away 1, make it a 4, change this to a 13. 13 minus 4, I know is 9. And 4 minus 3 is 1. Is it a reasonable answer? Is 190 close to 187? Yes. So that's a good way to check. On to the next page. There are some more examples here at the top if you would like to look at them as we are doing our practice, but we're going to start in the guided practice section. Number 1. In the example on page 506, that's on the page before this, explain how to decide if regrouping is necessary. So how do you know if you need to go next door and get 10 more? I want you to use the voice tool to tell me how you know if you have to regroup using the voice tool. Moving on to number 2. All right, so more on top, no need to stop. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. Let's go ahead and start. Remember, we start in the ones place. There are more on the floor. 4 minus 6, there's more on the floor. So I need to go next door. Make sure you're following along with me. Go next door. I'm going to take away 1 and then add 10 more. 4 plus 10 is 14. Then I can find the difference. Remember my strategy of counting from the number on the floor up to the top. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. My difference is 8. Moving on to the next one, 6 minus 7. Oh no, there's more on the floor, so I need to go next door and add 10 more. I took away 1 and add 10 more. 16 minus 7. I can count from 7 all the way up to 16. Erase this one. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 9 is my difference. Pause the video if you need more time. Now finally, 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. I can check using rounding. So I'm going to round 374 to the nearest 10. We'll round it to the nearest 10. So find the place, find the boundaries. You can either give it a shove, 70, 80, or it can stay the same, 70. Everything to the left stays the same. And look next door, 4 and below, let it go, 370. And for 176, I'll find the place. It's either going to stay at 70 or get a shove to 80. And the hundreds place stays the same. It's 5 and above, give it a shove, so 180 and subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. 7 minus 8. There's more on the floor, so I need to go next door, borrow 1, and add 10 more. The difference is 9. 2 minus 1 is 1. Is 190 close to 198? Yes. Number 3. 6 minus 9, there's more on the floor. I need to go next door, take away 1, and add 10 more. 16 minus 9. Remember, I can count up from the bottom up. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The difference is 7. 4 minus 1, more on top, no need to stop. 8 minus 2, more on top, no need to stop. And I can check with rounding. I'll round to the nearest 10. 856. Find the place, the tens place. Give it a shove and let it go. Everything to the left stays the same. Is it 5 and above, give it a shove, or 4 and below, let it go? Give it a shove. What about 219? Stay the same, or give it a shove? 10, 20, counting by tens. Everything to the left stays the same. 5 and above, give it a shove, or 4 and below, let it go? Give it a shove. 220. I can line up my place values and subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. 6 minus 2 is 4. And 8 minus 2 is 6. 640. Is that close to 637? Yes, so that is a reasonable answer. Go ahead, pause the video if you need to write those down. For your practice today, you will be subtracting the even numbers below. To check your answers for reasonableness, round to the nearest 10. If you get a check mark in the corner, it is correct. If you do not, you need to try again. There are 2 parts to this. Check your answer and find your answer. Make sure that you are using the poem to help you out.